Hi guys. So I wasn't expecting to do a video tonight, so it's not very scripted or bullet pointed out like I normally try to sort of make things make sense. But to be honest, none of this makes sense. So yeah, an update basically from all the bullying that's been going on over the last 7 years. So yeah, where do I start? Okay, so I always knew that there were 4 to 5 people at the stem of all of it, and they were men that were in a film that I made long time ago now. Like it feels like years ago, like 7 years ago, like nearly 10 years. You know, we're talking like almost half a life. It feels like it's like I'm not the same person as I was when I first started making that film. There's been a lot of learned lessons, and since all of that experience and those people that I met within the independent film industry, it was so unexpected that I had to share my experiences. So I did that, and I've always said, I'm not saying what I'm saying to prove a point or to make people change their minds of what they think about me or the situation. Couldn't give a shit. What I've done is I've told my story to help other women, and I suppose to make it harder for them, the guys, to be able to do this so willy-nilly to another girl. You know, next time they might slip up and there'll be somebody saying, well, they did it to me too. So that's why I did what I did. Unfortunately, I've had a handful of little friends, flying monkeys, as I call them, of these people who have just not been able to let things lie. They literally seem to have nothing going on in their life apart from going on my accounts and looking at what I'm doing and trying to get in contact with people I know. And, you know, the stories that they've told and the things that they've put out has ended up having an effect where strangers have then got on board, jumped on the bandwagon basically, and they've literally heard a little bit of what this person's had to say and a little bit of what their mates got to say, and then they've joined in with it. When in the real world, you know, these people, well, if you're behaving like that, then you should still be back at school, really, because you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Anyway, luckily, I've had a following of quite a few hundred people in private groups all over social media that have been following my story from day one. From the minute I started getting shit from the guy that raped me, to all of his games, all of his threats, all of his friends' threats, all of Stu Armstrong's threats, all of the UKBK boxing getting involved, Aaron Twin getting his side of the independent film industry involved, and then turning everybody else against me with all their little lies. And basically what's happened over time is I've managed to screenshot everything, keep everything in a file, and then edit it into videos and show what's really been going on. So last week I had to outdo a Clark Tribe. He was caught out doing the things that he was doing. He's not come under he's still under his rock. He's not come out. He's trying to sort of play that he doesn't have a clue what's going on, even though all of his friends were messaging me and threatening to kill me and stuff a few weeks ago. I think now they've watched my videos and they've realised what's going on. They've all crawled under their rocks. I'm the Charlene Aldridge and Stacey Busher thing. I never met the women. I never had a problem with them. Don't know them to have a problem with them. But obviously now it's been proven from their own words in their own videos that they were having poison put in their ear by a certain group of men on the set of The Drugs Game. So that kind of proved to my bubble that what I'd been saying all along was true. Last night I had another attack on my IMDb. And I know it's a guy called Christopher Smith, who is literally a little retard. He came on set basically posing as an assistant, told me that he was at Norwich University and that he had been following the Rufid 1 and 2 films, and he came on the 3rd set as an assistant DOP. I've had so many issues with him since. He's like literally a bad rash that won't go away. He keeps going on all my pages, keeps bringing up the rape, keeps pretending to be Stacey, the guy that attacked me. He's been causing shit between me and Clark, I think. I mean, I don't have 100% proof of that, but if Clark's been going around telling people that I've been trolling him, and then this guy's been trolling me, and then he's bringing up stuff with Clark in it. Yeah, I can kind of see where it's going now. But yeah, it's all basically what I've learned to do now is that you're either in two bubbles in my world. You're either on that side and you're a judgmental, deluded piece of shit that just wants to believe in a load of predators bullshit, or you're somebody that's either wanting to just stay out of it, or you actually, if you're going to get involved, you're willing to actually look at my videos, my evidence, and see what's being said and what's being done by these people, because it's actually all there. So last night, this Chris Smith basically went on my IMDb. He went on the Cyberstalk documentary work page, and he basically put a new synopsis for the film. So rather than it stating that it's a documentary surrounding the dangers of the film world, the independent film industry, it now says something along the lines of written and produced by a dementedly deranged woman who lies about getting raped on her birthday and then goes around saying people are trolling her. Well, obviously people are trolling me if that's what it says on there, because everybody in that film, everybody on my page knows that that's not what the film was originally about. So yeah, what I've done is I've gone into IMDb, and there is actually a setting. I didn't know this until now. But yeah, there's a setting that will basically stop the public from being able to do anything on your pages, which is really sad in a way, because you want the cast and crew and people watching to be able to comment and give their reviews. You know, even if somebody wasn't too happy with the film for whatever reason, you know, you do get people out there that are genuinely like, you know, you could have done this better, you could have done that better, and they don't mean any like nastiness to it. But yeah, if you go to my IMDb and you look at all the films I've been involved, this guy has been busy. He has been putting like things that aren't even true. He's been writing statements from other cast members saying what they feel about me when I've screenshotted this to that cast member, and they're like, "What the fuck? Why is that being said?" So yeah, he's literally just trying to cause shit for me with people I don't even know. Like I say, he is literally a parasite. So I've actually filed a claim against this guy now, because he's been doing it for 6 years. He's also been putting false copyright notifications on YouTube. So any film that's to do with refeed or any sort of show reel footage that the actors have taken out of the film and put on to use for their own showcasing, yeah, he's been putting false copyrights all over it. And what really angers me about YouTube is that rather than just messaging me straight away, the copyright owner, and saying, right, we've had this complaint, can you prove that you own the copyright, which I could do within 24 minutes, not 24 hours, 24 minutes I could prove it. But no, they don't. They literally put a kibosh on your account and then give this guy 14 days to be a pain in the fucking ass. You know, and then obviously he's not going to take me to court. He's done this 4 times now where he's not been able to take me to court because he knows he's going to end up in shit. And I've kind of let it go, and I've let it go because literally he is nothing to worry about. He's just annoying. You know, he's not got any connections or any fucking, like, he has, to be honest, I don't want to sound like a bitch, guys, right? But you can do your own investigations on this guy if you want to. He's not a real filmmaker. If you go to IMDb and look up Chris Smith, he's actually taken his profile off now, so no one can find out who he is. But if you go to my Facebook, he's on there. And yeah, none of his films are real. None of them. He's working on a film at the moment called Buying Time, which is actually a 20-minute short. Which, you know, fair enough. If it was any other filmmaker, I'd say hats off to you. At least you're giving it a go. But yeah, don't fuck it. He's such a fucking con man. And the fact that his production company is called TV Bandit, and he's done this to another girl I know called Kirsty Islander. He went on her set. Basically, she wasn't happy with the edit that he was doing. They had a disagreement about it, and she wanted the footage. She didn't want him to do the editing. They had to nearly get solicitors involved. And I've seen a response from Chris basically telling her, a girl that wrote the film, directed the film, it's her film, that if she goes to a solicitor or goes to anyone and tells anyone, he'll just delete all her footage. So he is a nasty little shit. And there are other people out there that know what this guy is. Kirsty Islander did come to me at the time and she did ask for my help, but I wasn't prepared to give it to her because at the time she was working with Chris Smith. She knew what I was accusing Stacey and Aaron of. And she decided, knowing what I was accusing these men of, she decided to take them on and make another film with them during a rape investigation. So, yeah, that was her decision. You don't get to come back to me and ask me for my help after that. So, yeah, I kind of just let her get on with it. But now I'm going to court with this guy, and I have so many written statements from different cast members and crew members that have been roped into this. Because the minute your IMDb is tagged with bullshit or a fake film, you get notified, and like these cast and crew are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So I don't actually understand. Yeah, okay, Chris, you're being an absolute fucking pain in the ass because I have to think about you now and again, and you're just completely retarded, mate. In fact, I don't think I've ever actually met someone as fucking rejected as you. You obviously are a loner. You sit in your bedroom at night making up fake counter for notifications for things that you know you don't own just to be a fucking dent. It's literally narcissistic abuse. That's what you're doing. You're literally trying to have a significance in someone's life that doesn't want you there. I told you in 2018, Chris Smith, yeah? Wasn't happy around you. I was uncomfortable around you. That's why you were asked to leave the set. If somebody doesn't want you in their life, you need to man up and take that on board, not keep stalking people's profiles, putting shit everywhere, because it's not getting you anywhere. People are watching you. And yeah, you're going to have your little group of Aaron Twin and Stacey Fordhams and Stacey Bushes, the little parasites, paedophiles of the world, if you ask me. Because if you're standing around and you're putting up and looking at that bullshit going on and you're saying, that's my mate doing that to women, you all need to fucking grow up big time. But yeah, Chris Smith, anyway, let's get back to you, you little shitbag. I'll be taking you to court and you're going to have to pay up. You're going to have to pay me back. Every night I've had to sit there doing counter for notifications on you, you little shit. You have no imagination. If you did, you would be in your room writing films, casting people, putting productions together, writing films, doing things for other people and creating a team like what I've got. It's taken me 8 years to build my production company, which is registered. A lot of hard work and a lot of effort and a lot of money and time has gone into doing what I do. So I don't appreciate having some little jumped up shit that still lives at home with his fucking mummy and daddy. Yeah. Be interesting when we send the bailiffs round, won't it? I wonder what mummy and daddy will have to say about that one. But anyway, guys, I am so sick of this little cunt. He literally just can't get it in his head that I don't want anything to do with him. So when I kicked Aaron and Stacey off the set, which was probably about 4 months after Chris had left, he didn't actually know Aaron and Stacey. He met them on set one day. The minute they left and it all kicked off with the Jeremy Kyle show and shit, Chris went out and found people. He set up himself as a producer with all these fake films. Like I say, do your research, guys. Any filmmakers out there, look for these films that Chris Smith has made and tell me that you've seen them, because they don't exist. Fake posters with a fake title, fake actors, all that. It's like he's even like creating actors accounts that aren't real people so he can say he's worked with people that don't exist. He's a con man. Not only that, he's set up GoFundMe pages, taken near enough $2,000 off people to say he's making a film called Set Me Free. And Set Me Free was actually roofied that he stole. And it's all dated and timed. So this guy cannot wriggle out of what he's fucking doing. If people actually look into it, they will see that he's just a nasty little fuckbag. And do you know what? I just wish he was brave enough to actually come see me rather than just sitting on his little computer in his bedroom where mummy and daddy pays his gas and his electric. He has no fucking idea. Yeah. So I just want to put it out there, guys, that this Chris Smith is a parasite in the film industry. Well, he's not, to be honest, he's not even in the film industry because he's never made anything. So he's literally a con man. You know, fucking cowboy, little cowboy. So, no, cowboys are actually skilled, actually. So, no, that's probably the wrong terminology to use. But he's worse than dog shit, guys. Literally, I've never hated someone as much as I hate this guy. Don't think I've ever hated anyone, actually. But yeah, this guy repulses me. he literally, like I said, was not even friends with Aaron and Stacey, and he's taken it on him for the last 7 years to literally torment me over what happened that night, calling me a liar, trying to convince other people that other people believe I'm a liar. You know, that's like, seriously, way too late, Chris. 7 years ago, darling. I've healed. I'm better. I'm doing good. And do you know what I've noticed? Like I said, there's two bubbles in this world. People that realize that the system is fucked. And I don't take it personally anymore. No way do I take it personally that my rape didn't get to the CPS, because so many fucking people's isn't. Jesus, there's police officers in the fucking police force raping and sexually abusing people. And you want to sit there like you fucking know the world. Like, oh, people telling me, women telling me, Stacey Busher, Charlene Aldridge telling me that I've never been sexually assaulted. You don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about, what I've been through. And at the end of the day, any woman that has been assaulted would never dream of saying that to another person. So it just goes to show what sick, deluded people you lot are. And I want you to know I'm stronger than ever. And I am helping people in my situation because of sick fucks like you that think it's fun to go around making a mockery of people's lives and sticking up for the predator. Oh, there's a special place for people like you in hell. There really is. And you're going there. You're going there. There were so many people that sat on the fence that stayed out of it until, oh, how many people watching now accuse me of being Donna? How many of you were wrong? How many people didn't know about Humble Dryer? Now you do. You're a bunch of fucking idiots, a lot of you. Seriously, just literally getting in there because, oh, a bit of drama. Oh, what can we do? What was it? Paddy Conroy the other night trying to fucking bring my name up with some other woman that, oh, because she's a scriptwriter and she got raped or so, she must be a liar. Yeah. Does it not occur to you that women that are in the performing arts industry can get attacked? Especially people that have worked in the sex industry, you fucking moron with an eye patch. Are you so dumb that you fucking did your eye in? Dickheads. Learn to see straight, yeah, rather than fucking making a mockery of other people's lives. Idiot. Buy some electric too. Get out the fucking sheds, yeah, telling people about me. You've never even fucking met me. Old man that's old enough to be my granddad sitting in a shed talking about me like he's got a fucking clue. And then in the next breath he's saying, I don't get involved in he said, she said arguments. Well, you obviously fucking do, because you've got someone there that's being accused of doing all sorts. You're interviewing him, giving him airtime, and then you're bringing my fucking name into it. For what? Algorithm or something? Pathetic wee man. Seriously. Some of you lot need to really like just go back to school or something, because you're insane. And, you know, making comments like that when I've just done a documentary full of everything with all the evidence, all the links, connections, and it all shows people for what they are. If you're still not seeing it, you're just an idiot, or you're a predator. Either way. And that doesn't bother me. So people like Chris Smith that want to do all their little games and shit, like I said, I have my own little circle, love, and you're literally showing people what I've been saying. So you're actually helping me. Silly little bee. There's also confusing as well. I don't know if this name's going to ring a bell to anyone watching, but Maria Howarth. Yeah, she decided to message Paula Benny, and she was not happy that Paula Benny had told me that Emma had put a call out for me. I've got the phone number. I've tried to ring it. I've tried to contact Maria Howarth twice, but yeah, for some reason, she seems very friendly with Emma Nixon, but Emma Nixon seems very friendly with Paddy Conroy that wants to slag me off and call me a liar. And also she's friends with some of the Firm fellas. So why she asked me to come on her podcast and talk about the Firm fellas when she already knew who the Firm fellas were? Like, oh, do you know what? I'm done with it, guys. I've got so much going on this year. We're making a film called Narc, and it's all about narcissistic abuse. So when the film's made, people are going to be able to see the red flags. They're going to know what to look out for. And especially with social media abuse, because people are literally managing to set up a little ring, little gang, whether it's the Firm fellas or the UKBK or fucking whatever you want to call it. And they manage to pull nobodies in, people that are bored. You know, some of you watching now, you're guilty of it. And you think, oh, bit of drama. Oh, well, they're saying this, that must be true. And you have actually no idea of the person that you're attacking. You know, it was brought up before. You did it to Paula, you know. Ended up killing herself. It's fucking disgusting. Now, I'm happy that I know I'm not that kind of person, and I've got a brilliant circle of people, family, friends, beautiful home, love my life. Like, that's why people like this Chris Smith are attaching to me, and they can't let it go. That's why they're writing shit all over my IMDb and my Facebook, and I am sharing it with you lot so that you can see exactly what they're doing, time stamped, dated, and everything, because then that way they're just going to show them for what they are. And if any of you lot out there agree with it and you think that it's a good thing, that I'm getting death threats and phone calls from fucking raging women that sound like their fucking blood vessels are about to burst, they made me come and see you. Like, Jesus, love, menopause, calm down. Jeez, you know what I mean? Don't even know the bitch. And she's like, I'm gonna kill her. Like, oh, what? Was you trying to impress Clarky boy? Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. Wow. Literally, I can't actually believe I got myself involved with these people. It's actually really embarrassing that, yeah, that, like, I'm so glad my names aren't next to them now on, like, saying Set Me Free stuff's all been taken down now. And he tried to put one up the other night as well, and he's not been able to put that up. So that's been taken down. IMDb have basically flagged him now, and he's trying to nick the copyright of Rufid and the cast members. That's what he's trying to do. So, yeah, it's just, it's really annoying when you've got someone in your life that you don't want in your life, and they're like, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, please play with me. You know, fuck off, you little shit. No one fucking likes you. It's obvious why, you know. It's not just me you're attacking. You're actually doing it to other cast members now because they're supporting me, because you didn't manage to turn everyone that you tried to against me. And that there are people that have been in my production company from day one that are still with me, that didn't listen to your bullshit and your fucking lies, because they were the original production. You lot came on a later date, and you think you can start turning around a load of fucking bullshit. Yeah, you can do it in your own circle, away over there in Norwich and London and Sussex and Bury St Edmunds, and where all the fucking retards of the film industry are, because that's not my bubble. I've said it all along. I've got my own bubble. I'm a very strong-minded person, and I would love to say it face to face to any of you that want to call me a liar. But none of you are brave enough. You all seem to have to just hide on a fake account or say things in a little bubble in your little group chats, because what was it, Stacey Busher? Don't worry, Clark Tribe, I've blocked her so she can't see this. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna da. Yeah, what you didn't realise, darling, is I've got people that know me, that know you, that did see it. Yeah, screenshot to me. Thank you very much for proving my point that there are some shady little shitbags within the independent film industry. Half of them actually don't have much experience, and you know, yeah, you can be an actor and play yourself, typecast, but that's not really being an actor. You know, I couldn't really see a few of these guys playing, you know, a Jim Carrey role or the Family Man or so. Yeah, they're good at playing thugs because that's what they are. They're literally playing themselves in the films. Took me a while to see that. But now I'm a lot more careful about the people I work with and who I cast. And yeah, like I say, I was naive, got into a film crew that I thought I could trust because I went to school with one of the guys and he'd been in the industry for quite a long time. And I thought we were building things together. He turned out to be a two-faced little shit. Basically just wanted to keep hanging around with the big boys, where he felt like he was going to be more protected. Yeah, and what they found out in the long run is that Stacey, Aaron, Stu Armstrong, Chris Smith, they don't make the films. They turn up on set and they do a job on the film set to get the job done as a team. It takes a team to make a film at the end of the day, but yeah, like they're not anything to do with the casting, the writing, the production, the pre-production, the post-production, nothing. So yeah, I think people over time now are seeing that you know, Rufid started off with me in my bedroom writing a script about something that had happened to me. It's not, you know, a lot of people get confused with Rufid and they think, oh, because I wrote that film, I'm saying that happened to me. That was never the case. what happened to me was when I was 17, I was trafficked to Greece in Athens. I answered a ad in a paper called The Stage magazine, which was for dancers. And at the time I was in the performing arts. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to travel the world. And I basically got an audition to work with a woman called Madonna. And she was a tribute Madonna. And it turned out basically I wasn't old enough. I didn't hit the threshold. So yeah, you have to be 18 to tour. So yeah, I looked in the Stage magazine. I found a job in Athens in Greece. They paid for your ticket, they paid for your flights, your accommodation, and everything. And you basically had to just work in the club as a podium dancer. And that's what I'd been doing at the Empire nightclub since I was 16, working at Nappy Night. So if you remember the glow sticks and the fairy boots and shit, yeah, I was one of those girls. So yeah, that's what I was doing. So I thought, yeah, this is a great opportunity. I went over to Greece and it turned out not to be that. It turned out to be a full raging strip club. And let's just say there were things going on in that strip club that no 17-year-old girl should have seen. I ended up leaving a woman. And yeah, it kind of just set my path for the rest of my life, really, the experience. So I was trying in Roofed, I was trying to show I didn't have the budget to go to Greece and do that. I don't think I'd want to. It seems a bit dangerous because there were some dangerous people involved in that. But yeah, it was a way of telling the story with the same background, the same emotions, the same things that people go through. And a lot of the actresses in the film had also implemented their own storylines and things that had happened to them in the film. So Roofed isn't just about my story. It's about quite a few people's stories and it's all put together. But what we were basically trying to do is bring awareness to the fact that the sex trafficking doesn't just happen in Romania and Poland. It does happen in England. Obviously, this was before all the Tommy Robinson and the three girls thing came out. Like this was way before all that. So I wasn't really. Yeah, a lot of people were trying to sort of make out that it was. I don't really want to get onto the politics side and because what's going on at the moment with religions and stuff, but a lot of people tend to make out that sex trafficking only happens from foreign people, and it doesn't. It really doesn't. So yeah, that's what it was all about. And like I say, I was young and I was naive and I wanted to make a challenging film, and I wrote this film, and this friend of mine saw it and he was like, this would make a really good film. So even back then when we started making Roofed, Amazon wasn't open to the public. So like independent production companies, you couldn't just put a film on Amazon. And then they opened it up. I can't remember what date it was, but I think it might have been about just after COVID maybe, but don't quote me on that. That might be wrong. But yeah, like then we realized we had this option. So I ended up re-editing the whole 4 films and putting them together so that all the actors had a chance to be in the film because it was now published on the film and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really proud of the film. I'm really sad about the things that had to happen through it and the mistakes I made in trusting the wrong people. But I kind of believed that, you know, the film we were working on, I just kind of assumed people would behave themselves. But they didn't. So yeah, it's kind of, you just got to sort of grit your teeth and keep going, really. But it is really annoying with this little shit. I mean, I heard from Mason Fardo, Stacey Busher and Charlene Aldridge a couple of months ago. And I didn't really know where all that was stemming from because I hadn't spoken to Clark or Mason in 7 years. And I was kind of like, why are they all getting involved now? And then, yeah, this Chris Smith stuff again. And there's been other stuff that's linked. Like he's been writing stuff about Clark and he's been writing stuff about me and putting it on stuff. So now I'm starting to think that's what's been happening. He's been doing as much as he can, like he did with the Humble Dryer. I know that was Stu Armstrong, not blaming Chris for that one. But yeah, Stu Armstrong put my name forward for the Decca Heggie trolling thing. So then Decca thought I was trolling him. And I think there's still a recording out there on YouTube now where Decca's saying that I'm responsible for Paula's death. And it's like, that never goes away. That's out there. And people could just randomly come across that and think that's true. And I never met her. I didn't know her. So yeah, it just goes to show that, you know, whatever you hear on YouTube, you can't believe it. So when you've got these people like Humble Dryer trying to say that he's doing good things and bringing people down that deserve to be brought down, it kind of loses its credit. because now you just can't believe, if they're going to lie about people that are telling the truth, then how can you believe it when they're saying it about anyone? So yeah, I just put it down that YouTube is just for people that want the drama. One of the things we're going to be concentrating on within the film is reactive abuse. And you know, there's so many women and men that have ended up in prison because they couldn't take the abuse anymore and they ended up reacting to it in the wrong way. So yeah, like I think that is a lot of it. I think when they do these little things, like their little comments and, you know, what's going to trigger her, what's going to upset her, what's going to bring her back to that time. And yeah, sorry, Chris Smith, I'm well over it, mate. You're just wrong, and everybody can see you're wrong. And I know you lot had a good go of like trying to defame me and make out that I was this lying bitch that you know, made things up. And what was it Paddy Cornwall was saying, because I write scripts, a horror script. I've never written a horror script in my life, never written a horror film in my life. So again, he was chatting shit. If you actually look at my IMDb, you'll see there's never written a horror film, not once, never written a horror script, nothing. So he was complete bullshit. Done fairy tales, yeah, I've done I've done fairy tales, done thrillers, and I've acted in horrors, but they're not mine. I didn't write them. So it just goes to show that where you got people chatting shit, they don't really know what they're talking about. So it's better not to listen, or speak to the person that they're talking about and get the facts straight first. Might be a better thing to do. So yeah, with the Chris Smith thing, I've just got to wait now. I've got to wait till the 9th of August. And then, yeah, it should all be go, systems go. And I think then he'll leave me alone. I think if he keeps doing these stuff online, I'm going to have to just go and get an injunction on him, because it is kind of just boring now. And I think if the right people look at his laptop, they'll see what they need to see. It's obvious who these accounts are. If you go onto the IMDb, he's kind of using a fake account, and then he's putting loads of bad reviews on my films. And then he's going to his own films, which are fake, and then he's putting good reviews on it. So yeah, I really would like it that if anybody else has been affected by a guy called Christopher Smith, he was born in 1989. He's from Norwich. He's quite a chunky guy, I'd say. I don't know what else I can say about him, really. He was very weird on set. He just kind of stare at you from across the room, and yeah, it was just a bit odd from day one. And then he was asking me loads of weird questions about what composers were working on what scenes, and you know, what title was going over this and that. And I was just I said to the other producer, you know, they're really weird questions to be asking for someone that's just come on for a day. Yeah, like, well, now we know he'd basically downloaded the film. He paid me. I've got the receipt for it. He paid me the receipt. It's got his name and his email on it as well. Paid me $4.99 for the film, and then he cut off the title. He cut off the credits. He rewrote the credits as himself as the producer, and then he called the film Set Me Free. And then he put it on IMDb, and then was literally tagged all the cast. So I don't know how he was expecting to get away with it, because the cast were like, why is he doing that? That's a bit weird. But obviously there were certain members in the cast like Aaron Twin, Stacey Ford and Stu Armstrong that were loving it. They were loving what he was doing to me. And it's pretty sickening, really, when, okay, we might have fallen out over whatever stupid reason due to filming, like not the Stacey thing, but I'm talking about the, you know, Clark Tribe and whatever. Might have fallen out over something stupid like that. But is it really the done thing to be completely trying to torment someone for 7 years and ganging up? That's the thing as well. And we're not just talking 5 or 10 people. This has been like hundreds. You know, Christopher Victor Shipton, you little weirdo. Like Steve Wraith, fuckwit. Don't even know these guys, and they're literally in little group chats going, yeah, Sammy Lee. Sammy Lee. And I'm like, who are these people? You're just mad. Insane. It's like, I swear, I think the only reason, I'm sorry, guys, I think they've got little willies. I think they're angry. I've learned in working in the sex industry over the years that, you know, a lot of men that have little dinky poos are very, very insecure, and they don't like strong-minded women. And the fact that they can't beat me down or shut me up with their stupid little comments and their lies and all the other stuff they've been trying to do, their silly little pictures and things like that. Yeah, it gets to them. So all they can do is try and turn the public against me with their lies. And they have managed to do it in certain circles, but it's your loss. At the end of the day, I've got my circle and I know who my friends are. And I've actually met some really good friends through all this, to be honest. But that's why I say it's like different species of person. I think you are just going to genuinely get a lot of narcissistic behavior on YouTube because a lot of people are hiding on false accounts. Not a lot of people are as ballsy as me. Unfortunately, you ain't got the balls to come and say it to my face, which is really frustrating for me. But what can I do? Is like you're gonna be talked about. You're gonna be judged no matter what you do. So, yeah, that is my philosophy on life. So I just wanted Chris Smith to know that your little games, my lovely, it's making yourself look like more of an idiot than it's affecting my life. Because, like I say, there's people that we were working with that are still with us. They don't believe your bullshit. The fact that you know, it might have been funny for people in the first place when you did it, like, yeah, get your own back. But now you're starting to look obsessed and really demented because it's just not normal behavior to do this to someone for 7 years just because they don't want to play with you anymore. Like, you're just weird, mate. And, you know, you're the same age as my little brother. And my little brother's got fucking more manhood than you'll ever fucking have. You're embarrassing, mate. So, yeah, like, you think you're doing this to me on my own. You're not. There's groups of people on Facebook in pages watching everything you, Aaron, Stacey, Stu, Humble Dryer, all of you do. You know, a few of you have had the balls to actually come and say, look, I'm sorry, can we sort it out? And we have, and that's fine. I'm not holding that against anyone. It is what it is. These people have managed to fool quite a few people. But yeah, if you're the sort of person that wants to listen to Chris Smith's bullshit, or you want to be in Aaron Twins' little gang, good luck to you, because I don't want to be around people like that. That you're just sick and demented people that need to get a life. If anyone believes that Aaron Twin is opening up a fucking debt recovery, oh my God, it's just so stupid. It's not even worth talking about. Oh, for anyone that's in security, you know, you have to have certain licenses, especially a driving license. That would help. But yeah, without those kind of licenses, especially if you're on income support or universal credit because you're looking after a child single-handedly, you don't tend to get those kind of licenses to go around beating people up, especially when you're on Facebook advertising that recovery company with guns and bags full of money. It's very fantasistic, like, do you know what I'm saying, guys? But that is what I've been trying to say all along about these people. They fantasize that they are gangsters and that they are craze, when really they are just little boys sitting at home behind a computer. And unfortunately for them, my name's not Lucy. And I'm never going to stop talking about what that scummy little man did to me on my birthday in that hotel room when he punched me in the face and then helped himself to me. And he did it without putting a condom on. That was the main fucking issue of the situation. So if anyone out there wants to call me a liar, I plead you, come and speak to me face to face. Stop causing this little group online because it gives you something to hate on. It gives you something to talk about. Because that's what it really is, isn't it, Stacey Busher? Yeah, we haven't really got any friends in real life. So that night you were like, yay, let's see. We've got a little avenue here where we can let's get all together. That's why you tagged Mason, Charlene and Clark all at once. And I really should be thanking you, not taking the piss. I should be thanking you because you actually gave me all the information I needed that night. I'd been saying it to my mates, saying it to my family all along. I knew it was these people and I just needed that little bit of information and got it from a stranger. So yeah, it's quite crazy how much a story can go around and people can just make up their own minds and make shit up as well. And these sick little men that actually get off on it, you know. Amount of you overusing the word paedophile to men that you don't even know and pulling out women that you don't know. And, you know, I see you. I know exactly what you are. And I'll keep doing my videos so that no one else has to suffer the consequences of Clark Tribe, Chris Smith, Stacey Fordham, Aaron Twin, Stu Armstrong, Humble Dryer John Wason. Fucking hell, the list goes on. But do you know what? They're all cut from the same cloth. So anyway, I'm going to look at some of these messages. I'm a humble arsehole. Sorry, I don't know you, but that made me laugh. Was you involved with the fake firm? The fake firm? No, I wasn't involved with the fake firm. Nope. The documentary is actually on my Facebook. They did have it taken down off YouTube because they all went in. It was Steve Wraith and everybody went in with their little attack trying to get everything taken down. Chris Smith had put 3 copyright strikes on my YouTube, and luckily I'd got to the 3rd one in time because they were going to terminate my account completely. But I had a message back from YouTube saying until they sort the account notifications out, they'll just suspend it. So I had to wait 14 days, and after the 14 days it was proven that they weren't copywritten, so they unlocked it all. And this is basically what he keeps doing to me, just to be an absolute twat. But no, the firm, it's not real. It's basically, I met these guys on a set at Dave Courtney's house. It was a film called Blood Feud. And yeah, basically Dave told me he'd help me out with the making of my film. He got a few extras down on set that day, and that's where I met these people. And yeah, it's just all been shit from there. I didn't know nothing about the firm fellas. I didn't even know who Dave Courtney was, if I'm honest. The day I turned up on the Blood Feud, I didn't have a clue who Dave Courtney was because I didn't watch those films, and I was only like 29, so I hadn't really followed those kind of. I'd been a stay-at-home mum. You know, my daughter's 18 next week, and my son's 23. So yeah, like before I was doing Roofed, I wasn't doing any kind of performing arts or film work or anything. It was supposed to be a new lease of life. You know, I'd been like doing the school runs and the mummy thing, and yeah, basically with my partner for 9 years. I was just like a housewife, really. I didn't do anything. Still worked the clubs and stuff, but yeah, it was no life, really. It was just everything revolved around my children, as it should. And then when they started getting a bit older and going out to little group clubs and stuff, I was like, I need to do something. Like, nothing to do with work or, you know, out clubbing. I didn't want to go clubbing and drinking and stuff, getting past all that. So, yeah, I was like, what should I do? And I thought, performing arts. I'd like to get into that. And just happened to come across an old friend on Facebook who'd been doing it basically since we were at school, and his films had just got better and better with the quality of the cameras and stuff he was using, and I was like, wow, I'd love to like do that. So he gave me a few parts in some like horror shorts. I think some of them are on Amazon, but yeah, he's got quite a good following for the horror genre, but horror's not really ever been my yeah, it's not really something I enjoy, if I'm honest, because like there was a film called Disorder that I did, and it basically meant that I had to lay on a bed for 3 hours covered in blood and glue, and it was uncomfortable, it was sticky, it was messy, and basically I was just this dead body with this guy crying that his wife's dead sort of thing. But yeah, it was like a 3-hour shoot, and I was just, even the next day I was peeling, it was like this super glue stuff. It's like comes out of a glue gun and it's kind of warm, and it was like I was picking it off my skin like a day later. So yeah, things like that. I did another horror film where I was a cannibal, and I had to eat a hand in some pasta, and it took ages to get the shot because I couldn't stop gagging. So there I am trying to like play this hard, mean cannibal, and like literally my gag reflex just couldn't take it because it was just gross. So yeah, horror. Although what Paddy Conroy was trying to say on his live the other night, he doesn't know me at all. But no, horror is actually probably the ones that I'd steer away from. Not only that, because if you haven't got a decent budget, it's really shit. You have to have quite a bit of money to be able to pull off a decent horror. Not that I'm putting anyone down that has made independent horrors, but yeah, I think it's quite a lot of hard work. So I tend to like write in real documentary stuff, things that are actually going to help people. And I've seen a side to men, not just men, women as well, but mainly men in my world. And they're just a different species, these kind of men. And the fact that they've blatantly thought that they can come online and attack me and like I'm going to go down like some silly little victim, it's like no chance. And now I think that they've kind of all run under their rocks. They're all like scarpering away, like trying to make out like none of it happened. It wasn't me. I wasn't there. I didn't say it. You know, Charlene Aldridge sort of accusing me of having fights with everybody online and shit, coming on doing videos when she had no clue about the background of anything or what had been going on. And she just put her foot in it, really. She should have been saying the things she was saying to me to Stacey Busher, because it was Stacey Busher that randomly messaged me and started fucking threatening to kill me. Fucking nuts, these people. Do you know what I mean? But no, they don't say, oh, actually, sorry, I was in the wrong, because they're just part of this little bubble that needs a reason to hate you. And like I say, they're a species of their own. So I'm strong enough to not worry about if people don't like me, unfortunately for them, because the people I do get on with are amazing and we have a great time. So yeah, it's their loss, like I say. So, but yeah, no, I'm sorry to answer your question. No, I had nothing to do with the femme fellas. Don't know them. Didn't know them until Rufid. Don't want to know them. And yeah, nothing to it. Literally is just these men have collaborated a load of people against me. If someone slags me off, ask them, how do you know Sammy? Oh, I heard it from you. I heard it from a friend. No one actually says, yeah, oh, I met her and this happened. Because the only people I've actually really fallen out with on set was Clark Tribe, Aaron Twin, and that was only for sticking up for what Stacey had done. Didn't actually have a problem with Aaron at first. Oh yeah, and a girl called Kellyanne, who was a bit of a diva, who, yeah, she was just didn't get her own way basically, and then went after Stacey online and started basically sticking up for him. She didn't even know him. She met him like once on set, and then the next thing she's putting up posts saying Sammy Lee is putting around false allegations. So then you've got this woman saying this, and you know, I can understand why a lot of people did believe it, because there were quite a lot of people saying it. And you know, like people like the Humble Dryer then putting Aaron Twin and Stu Armstrong on a podcast and talking about it 7 years later. Like, do they not think, oh, do you know, I don't care. I don't think they do think, but I don't think they care. That's the problem. They don't care what it's doing to the person. You know, like a normal grown man wouldn't do that. Somebody with a genuine podcast, a reputable podcast with respect, a decent journalist, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't, whether it was hearsay, whatever he believed, they just wouldn't air something like that. So, yeah, I think those kind of people, I'm never going to understand them, so I'm not going to try to be honest. Just be here all day if you did. No, I won't respond to an idiot. No, definitely not respond to an idiot ever again. Like I say, that was a lot of it was reactive abuse. So I was going through some very, very don't know what the word is, traumatic, crazy, out of this world. It was like a twilight zone when everything kicked off and these people just started. I've never been trolled like that before. I've never had to worry about nasty people online. Never had a bad thing said against me until I was accused of being a liar about a rape. So yeah, it was quite hard hitting, and I couldn't understand why so many people were finding it hard to believe me when I'd put so much out there. It weren't just what I was saying. There was the footage from the Jeremy Kyle show that showed his demeanour, how he acted, how he lied. Like I say, his girlfriend that was on the show, she knows now what a liar he is, because it's all come out since then. But the fact that she knew that Stacey had actually cheated on her in the past with a girl, I'm not going to say her surname because it's not fair, but a girl called Amy, apparently. Yeah, like his girlfriend knew that she'd done that, but she still went on the Jeremy Kyle show and tried to make out like he'd never done anything like that before and I was a liar. So there was more people that just made it worse than it had to be, really. So, but yeah, I just want to put this video out there to, especially to Chris Smith, because I know he's watching. He's stalking my pages like there's no tomorrow. I mean, if any of you like are filmmakers and you know how to use IMDb, you will understand that it is a hard database. to sit there adding credits and turn like trivia, and you can't just change something on a database like you can on Facebook. It has to go through a submissions process, and then you have to get a receipt and you have to track it, and then it goes through, and it's like it takes a long time. So yeah, for this kid to be literally going on all my accounts, writing nasty messages, and then trying to make out like it's nothing to do with him, setting up accounts in my name, and then trolling people that he knows I don't get on with. Like, he knows that person's not going to message me and say, yeah, Sam, this is a bit weird. Why have you messaged me this? Because he knows we're not talking. So he's managed to cause more shit with other people, and other people have wanted to believe it. So I don't know if it's like attention or whatever. I don't know. But like I say, it's not stopping us, guys. We're making our next film, Narc. We're in production right now. We're going to be doing another shoot in 3 weeks' time. We've done 2 shoots so far. It's going really well. And it's all about the circle you work with. I think I got myself involved in a bad circle, and for some reason they can't let go, and now they just want to spout stuff about me all over the internet. And like I say, it's not as bad as it was when the Humble Dryer guy was getting involved, and Stu Armstrong and all that lot. It's nowhere near as bad. A lot of them have just, like I say, crawled under their little rocks now, because they realise that every message they're sending me is going to get seen by my group. So they're not really doing themselves any favours when they're tagging each other in threats and things like that. So yeah, it's come out in the end. I suppose it's worked out, but yeah, it's just it's crazy how many people will use your social media against you. Like, I had an ex that did it as well. We basically was a nasty piece of shit for 6 months, the last 6 months that I was with him, and I decided to share some recordings that he'd sent me. Basically, I'd blocked his phone, and he was sending me voicemail after voicemail, and it was very like Jekyll and Hyde, very narcissistic, kind of, I love you, I want to kill you, I love you, you're a bitch. And I was just sick of him. So because he was going around saying a few things about me that weren't true, and the reason why we'd split up that wasn't true, I decided to share these voicemails on the internet, and everybody could hear him for the grown man that he pretends to be. And yeah, like I say, for my bubble heard it all. They knew that all his lies were not true. But yeah, the bastard ended up taking me to court, and he tried to get a non-mole on me. So I basically said, no fucking way, I'm going to contest it. And I asked for 3 days. We got a 3-day trial in court. It took a year to get to court. So the courts and the police actually connected me to this man for longer than I actually had to be. I'd actually moved county to get away from this guy. Like, he was another Chris Smith, really, just a little parasite. A big mistake. Luckily, we had no kids together. I was only with him a year. The first 6 months, he was absolutely amazing, as Narcs normally are. And then as the 6 months ending came in, little things started happening, and then he got more abusive until it got to violence. So yeah, I ended up seeing it for what it was. And I was like, no way. And he basically started doing the same thing that my rapist had done, by putting out false information about me, slagging me off, telling people lies about me, making up stories of things I did when we were together that never happened. So yeah, I ended up showing these recordings of him, so people could see that it's actually him begging me back. It's him being narcissistic and trying to gaslight me and hoover me. There's nowhere in the message is it saying, I'm sorry. He was a complete liar. So I ended up proving it. And yeah, basically after a year of getting to court, they listened to all the abuse. They weren't really interested in the abuse itself, because they said they weren't here for that. They were here about me saying certain things about him in the YouTube video. One of those things was apparently I'd called him a rapist. Yeah. So this witness had come forward and said she'd seen and heard this in this video. So we had to sit and watch this video that I'd done for 45 minutes in court, and nothing, nowhere did it say that he was a rapist. It was all Chinese whispers, got mixed up, and she sat there. Oh, well, I didn't actually say that she said that. What I was saying is she was trying to imply that she was saying it, and she was basically just thrown off the stand. So it was another flying monkey for my ex that he'd managed to pick up off the street somewhere, street curb. bit dog shit. And yeah, she came into court trying to fabricate a story and she got caught out for it. So basically the courts decided to put a non-mol on both of us so that there was no bullshit on the internet anymore. And to be honest, that did work out for me because it literally gave me a year then of not having anything to do with him. I could move on with my life. There was no more issues with him. But yeah, no, he's still trying to bring me up some days on Facebook, and he tries to. I did contact the police and say, look, you know, we had this non-mol. Now the non-mol's over. That was over in January. He's like mentioning me again, and he's putting up screenshots of films we were in and trying to entice people into the hate again online, because that's what I forgot to tell you guys, and some of you probably know this, but what the narc will do, especially Clark Tribe, I mean, I've seen him do this to so many women, it is unbelievable. But he will either be with a woman or get, like, to say he gets the arse with a woman, whether he's with her or not, because we were never together, not fucking hell no. But yeah, he whether you're with him or not, if he doesn't like you, he will then get his little group of UK BK boxer girls, and they will start slagging you off in their little private group, and they'll calling you all the names under the sun. He's recently just had a baby with someone, and he's doing it to her now, whereas when he was doing it to me, he was slagging me off, he was dating the girl that he's doing it to now. So it seems to happen to every woman we go down. And it was the same with my ex. He'd done the same thing to two of his ex-wives, and they actually contacted me when they saw the video of the voicemails, and they let me know that actually, yeah, he'd abused us for 6-7 years as well. So unfortunately, these women have got kids with him, so they're never going to be free of him. But what I learned going through all of that, so after the rape in 2018, I must admit, I had a bit of a breakdown for a couple of years, and then there was COVID, so I was kind of to myself with that. And then, yeah, I started feeling a bit better, sort of, I'd say probably 2022. And then I started all this shit with him, all the abuse and stuff that he was doing. And I think he just thought I was an easy target, really, low-hanging fruit, because he'd seen other men do it to me, and he thought he could get away with it. Obviously, when I shared his recordings and stuff, he didn't like that. So his sister paid for him to have a lawyer. And yeah, he got the video taken down. And yeah, I couldn't talk about it until now. Now I've got OK Magazine offering me money to do a story on it. So it's just insane that it's the actual courts and the CPS and the police that silence the victims. I'm not going to say any names, but I've had a friend today that was majorly hurt by a group of people, ended up with brain injury, and he found out today that the people have walked free. Apparently there's not enough evidence to say it was them. Yet he's got to live with a life of brain injury. And, you know, Tommy Robinson's just been fucking banged up for, you know, speaking his mind. You know, it's like, for some reason, we do not have freedom of speech in this country. But yeah, I'm just grateful to all the people that have listened to me, and all the people that have taken the time to actually look at my evidence and see, you know, I couldn't give a shit whether you believe me or not, or whether you're friends with these men or not. It's just that you're not going to be friends with me. Simple. And, you know, if you've decided to choose those people, Chris Smith, then that's fine. But why are you still stalking my pages and trying to make my life out? My life is going to go on without you. I know that really pisses you off. But yeah, my life is absolutely fine. And even with you trying to poke me in the arse at times, you're just irritating. Like, you're not actually doing anything. You're just embarrassing yourself. And I can keep coming on and talking to all these lovely people that now know who you are. I mean, I don't know how long you're going to keep your profile picture off your IMDb page for. I don't know why you think that that's going to steer people away from finding out who you are, because it's quite obvious who you are just by adding on to the links in the other pictures of the people that you've worked with. So yeah, it's bullshit. Like, these people that you're involved with now, like, they're not even actors. Like, where did you get them from? Are they just like people doing you a favor? Because it's yeah, like, none of your films have been made. And the most interesting thing when this goes to court is going to be when the judge wants to see these films that you've been saying set me free. Because when he watches it, he's going to see that it's Ruford, that's on Amazon. and it's going to be obvious that you've stolen it. So yeah, not only that, I've got the screenshots and the uploads and the screen recordings of everything you've ever done. So yeah, you thought you're being clever, but it's about to backfire big time. And unfortunately, Chris Smith's going to be the main fall guy because everybody else has managed to stay on fake accounts, apart from him. So I've even got a bank receipt of the actual download and stuff. So yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. So I don't know why he's still doing things last night. It's pathetic. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I know. I just now I'm just not even, like I say, it's reactive abuse. So don't react to the abuse. That's all I can say. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go because it's hot. It's really, really hot, and I need a cup of tea. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that I know the stuff that's going on my IMDb. And I don't think I can do anything about it, really. I mean, you can't do anything now because I've set it to private, but that means now we can't get genuine reviews from people. So, yeah, he's just fucking off the production company, really, not just me. He's doing it to a lot of people and making himself out to be the idiot. So, anyway, have a good night, guys. Sweet dreams, and hopefully I'll be back with some more interesting stuff next week with regards to the film. Take care. I know it's hot, man. I'm so